You gotta pay the troll toll to get in.
Welcome back to the Trollhole Podcast, where we trash the trolls so you don't have to. Ho, 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 reach in, pull it out, hop aboard the troller holster, because we're taking a ride to the spit pit. I'm one of your hosts. Oh, ho, 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 ho. You better not be a little prick and get on the naughty list, because it's jolly old Saint Nick. Oh, ho, ho, ho. With me, as always, my co-host with the most, the butter to the toast. He just drove to Indianapolis, 10 hours in black. His holiday cheer is fading to black. It's Ben Katzner, everyone. Oh, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, Ben.
This sucks. This is terrible. Christmas. This is dog shit.
See, you can tell his holiday cheer is a little down. His holiday cheer is a little down.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. Hey, Santa. How's it going? How you doing?
You know, it's the busy time of the year, Ben.
Yeah.
I'm working hard.
Did it break you mentally a little bit? You think it took you out of it?
The heat's starting to get to me already in here. Let's introduce our guest. He's a wonderful comedian. You've seen him on Dry Bar Comedy, The Late Show with David Letterman. Please welcome to the Hellwell, Tim Harmston. Merry Christmas, Tim.
Hi, Santa and Ben.
Hello, Tim. Thank you for being.
Thanks for having me on the Spit Pit.
Yeah, of course. It's so good to have someone that's not just Santa here.
That's a good one,
That's
Tim.
pretty good.
Very good.
Santa, who else do we have with us?
With us as always, it was his Christmas wish for Santa to come in and co-host. It's producer Neil.
Hey, Santa, thank you for coming.
Oh, of course, Neil. You've been such a good little producer this year.
I do it for you guys.
You do it well, Neil. You do it well.
You do it well.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man. I don't know if producers, celebrate Christmas or if you guys are like more Hanukkah or Kwanzaa
We
or
make Christmas trap beats.
yeah.
We
Okay.
celebrate
Okay.
Christmas.
So yeah.
Neil doesn't have time to celebrate Christmas. He's always editing 6 podcasts at once.
That is true. Neil is very busy, Santa. This is good. This is great. I love
Santa
it.
brought you all gifts.
What's crazy about this episode is it's coming out in like May, so this won't even make any
it's coming out
sense. This won't make any sense.
I brought you all
Ooh, negligee.
Oh.
I brought you. Here it is.
The towel you tried to hang yourself with earlier
It
today?
is the Glaciado Blanco t-shirt.
Oh my god.
The comedian Mike Lester sells at his
sucks
live
so
shows.
This might be one of the worst things I've ever done in my entire life. This sucks so bad, dude.
Neil, here's one for you.
Thank you, Santa.
And one for you, Tim.
Thanks, Santa.
Of course.
Hey, and thank you guys for not making me audition to be on the troll.
Yeah, no.
Normally you have to send in a tape or something.
Yes.
When we thought,
You
who
gotta
should we
send in
have?
avails.
Who should we have for our final episode? We thought Tim Harmston.
We're booked out pretty far.
Now, Santa, this is sunscreen, correct?
Well, who knows what it is? It
Yeah.
could be sunscreen. It could be reindeer doo-doo.
Yeah, it does look like human feces a little bit.
It was a big seller in Madison and St. Louis.
We can see that.
Yeah, thank you. That's like white doo-doo.
Yeah, we haven't sold any merch for the pod yet, but this is good Mike Lester merch. I
Just
do
for
respect
you. And Mike is sold out of those shirts, too, so they're very limited. Very limited t-shirts.
that. Appreciate it.
Of course.
There's 2 types of people that when they see Santa come in, there's the people that are like, yay!
Yeah.
And then there's Ben and I were like,
Now, here's the thing. I do want to clarify. There was a time in my life where I would get excited to see Santa, oh, it's Santa at the mall. Oh, Santa at our
Yeah.
our family party. Santa on the podcast? No, not my favorite
Who
version of
ever thought
Santa.
Santa would pull his sleigh up to the hell well and hop in?
Yeah, I mean, I had an idea when I got a text. When Neil said it was a good idea for Santa to be on the podcast, I had an idea he might show up and probably never go away.
That's
but,
Neil's
you know.
Christmas wish.
You know our friend Mike Lester? He's got a laugh that's very similar to Santa's. It's just a pitch down a little bit. It's like, it's like 4 octaves.
Yeah.
If you ever meet Mike Lester, ask him.
Oh, he's been on the naughty list quite a few years. And he certainly will be this year.
Sure.
All things considered.
Don't touch me, Santa.
But that's your good friend.
Yeah, I miss him. I'm really missing
Yeah.
Mike Lester right now. I'll tell you that right
Wow,
hoping to see
that's
him
something
today.
I thought I'd never hear.
now. Yeah, sometimes you need to. Sometimes you need to really understand that the grass is greener on the other side. You know.
Mike Lester, he's not really a guy you miss.
This is
At least
fucking-
I have his T-shirt
Yeah.
to remember him by.
Yes, and that's Canvas. That's a good brand. No gilding in Santa's sleigh.
No,
Listen how excited little Neil is.
I love
little
this.
Neil.
Neil, what do you want for Christmas?
I got it. I got my glass down in Monty.
Friendship.
Neil, you piece of shit.
How about you, Ben? Perhaps a drum set?
Maybe even a gun. Could be anything. Anything could happen, you know? Anybody can get it.
Santa could get you a toy gun, but he's gonna need permits for the real thing.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of time to fill
Yeah,
out
even-
that paper.
Even Santa has to deal with the bureaucracy of government.
Even
Yeah.
Santa needs to
Sure.
wait 2 weeks to get
Sure.
a AR-15.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It's only 5 days.
Santa needs to come around you more often, Tim.
Hey there, sludgelings. Welcome back to another edition of the Trollhole Podcast. Mike and Ben breaking in here real quick with a little call to action for you. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell right there so you're always notified of all of our new sweet little posts, and a little something else for you too. Did anyone say anything weird to you this week? Feel free to email trollholepod@gmail.com. Send us your weirdness and we will deal with it for you. A little troll back because we have your back. Now enjoy this episode of The Troll Hole.
You ready for our next segment? Here we go. Our next segment is, did anyone say anything weird to you this week?
DASAWTYTW.
That's what it's called. And this is where we like to
Sure.
ask if anyone has said anything weird to you this week. Well,
Does it count if somebody said something that I overheard?
Yes.
I'll take it.
100%.
All right. So I was at a holiday get together with some of the people from the neighborhood, and I overheard a side conversation a little bit to my left, and a lady who lives in the neighborhood said the following sentence. She goes, "I'm not even going to let my dogs get vaccinated." Now,
So don't get bit by her dogs.
What?
yeah. So now I feel like I got to call animal control on the humans. Like, and what if the dog? And I know they're homeschoolers.
Oh, no.
Like, what if,
no, they all have
what if
long
the kid bites
COVID.
the dog, or the dog bites the kid, or the mom bites the dog, or something? So yeah. So if you, and the dog's name is Measles.
Really?
can't be
I'm
real.
dead.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That part I
way.
made up.
That person doesn't know what measles are.
Cat's name is tuberculosis. You think a dog's ever gotten rabies by getting bit by a kid before?
I call animal control for the whole house.
Just have their children kenneled. Yeah.
I'm scared to go to the dog park now.
That's insane.
That's tough. I mean, how sauced up was she, or was this like, this
just
is my
normal
base?
conversation.
That's
Yeah.
so bad, dude. She's not even drunk.
Imagine what the rest of that conversation was.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, because it got, you hear like there's like that weird tractor beam that pulls you into a weird conversation.
Yeah.
You kind of leave
Yeah.
your current conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
so-
live for those, dude.
Yeah. So I was like writing down notes. I was like, oh my God, this
Yeah.
someday I'll be on a podcast and somebody will ask me if somebody said something weird. And
Somebody will ask me about this inadvertent holiday super spreader event I was at.
better have
Scientists are going to use this podcast to track down the outbreak. Like, there's a lady who said she wouldn't vaccinate her dogs in Minnesota. That's
Yeah,
it.
It's
She's like
That's it.
patient zero of
patient.
canine COVID.
100%.
There's like bird flu.
100%.
we ought to take that beard too and have it examined.
This whole suit needs to be swabbed after today, dude.
We should make a quick note. Santa had to leave, but Mike was nice enough to fill in for Santa.
Yeah, Ben. It was just one holiday wish that Santa died, so he pulled his body out back and I put his suit on.
I really wanted to see how far we could go with that. Like you were
Santa could have gone the whole distance.
See, that's the
but-
problem. I knew how far Santa could go, but he
Yeah.
has so much work to do.
How
He had to
so?
get out of here and get those presents ready for the.
You're right. He's
Young
a
dying
busy
kids.
guy. We're lucky we got him for the opening set. Credit to Santa for giving away my merch, dude. Thank
yeah,
you,
wow.
Santa.
Thank you so
I'm
much, Santa.
$60 less now because Santa broke into my car.
Wow,
Santa
sounds like I worked with Santa in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Bloomington this last weekend.
Santa's your typical road headliner. He's your C room road headliner.
Those aren't shirts you're selling, are they? That's gonna cut into my nut.
You can sell merch as long as it's not inside the club. Oh, sell it out of your car. Just don't set up near me.
You do a good Santa.
I can already tell your merch is better than mine, so you can't sell it. I'm not bitter at all.
Oh, we've had a week. Mike, did anyone say anything weird to you this week?
Lord, so Santa actually told me someone said to him. So Santa was making the rounds this morning, and Santa's pretty burnt out from the last month. Santa's had a really tough month.
Yeah, he's at the end of the rainbow for sure.
And so one of Santa's first stops, a little girl was excited to see Santa, hugged Santa, and then told Santa that this was her first Christmas without her grandma.
Oh
And
no!
she asked Santa what she could do, and Santa said something like, "Well, you loved your grandma, and your grandma loved you, and as long as you have those memories, your grandma will live on forever." And then Santa and that little girl cried in an orthodontist office. Oh.
Here are your braces, little girl. Yeah. What a responsible thing for Santa's job to have him go do.
But we're not acknowledging Santa's the deepness of your thought that you put into that, because you could have just said, "Get out of here."
No, Santa was thinking about walking away.
Santa needed a good review.
Santa was on the clock.
Wow.
Yeah. So can we pull the curtain back a little bit here?
Yes.
Mike delivers. Is it fair to say like dental?
Whoa! Let's not get into specifics. So I
Okay,
have a
sorry.
job that entails that I have to go around and deliver things. And on this particular day, I had to dress up as Santa to go around, and I met a lot of nice children
Yes.
and some very depressed children.
Some are grieving.
But it made the kid feel better, and
When did
It
you
was a
find
sweet
out that
moment.
you had to be Santa?
yesterday.
What were your initial
this-
thoughts?
It's an honor.
Yeah,
It's an
it's an
honor
honor.
to don the suit. It
Yeah.
is. It is. Everyone's just happy to see Santa.
Sometimes.
One lady was not happy to see Santa.
Were
today,
you here
though.
30 minutes ago?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
Santa was here. You're right. Not everyone's happy. Ben wasn't happy. This lady
Santa delivered to an office that was by a Leanne Chin, so he had to double park. To load in all the gifts, and some lady screamed at Santa how long he was going to be there and if he could hurry the fuck up.
Hey, Kris Kringle! That's awesome. That's like a movie.
And
That's
Santa
great.
wished her a happy
Say
holidays.
Nick.
Just Santa being in a Leanne Chin parking lot.
Yeah, Santa wished her a happy holidays and took his sweet ass time to piss her off
Wow, that's awesome.
more. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool, dude.
That's great.
You're doing the Lord's work.
I'm doing something.
You are
out
doing
there.
something. That's right.
Yeah. I had to do it all today because of the snowstorm tomorrow. But Ben, did anyone say anything weird to you this week?
Oh boy, we have such a cacophony of things that I want to choose from. I'm gonna be really vulnerable. I'm gonna try this one. We'll see how this goes.
Here we go.
Uh,
That always works on this program.
yeah. Yeah, I just want to really be really vulnerable for you right now in this moment. I started going to therapy. And,
Yeah! Here we go. Ben's in therapy. Here we go. That's awesome.
I'm gonna be going back after this
Yeah,
episode. And I've only done 2 sessions.
What if we did couples pod therapy?
I think we're getting there. I think we're pushing.
I wanted you to respond to that as Santa. Like, whoa.
Santa's so proud of you, Ben. That's
This is
a
what I
big
need.
step. Santa knows it's hard for you to emotionally open up. Oh, he sees you when you're weeping.
Yeah, I think Santa knows I don't like to be touched, and he keeps touching me.
I
I'm just
don't
getting
mean
there.
to laugh.
No, it's a fun podcast. We're laughing,
This should
Tim.
be illegal, the amount of emotions that I have to go through. Sit here.
Shit. We've gone through like the full spectrum. We're not even through the first seg.
We're so not far into the
This is for
podcast.
crying.
I started going to therapy, and I've had 2 sessions. The first one was pretty good. You know, it's like a get to know you kind of session.
Yeah.
A lot of onboarding. There was always like my big fear. I didn't want to go through my whole backstory or whatever. But second session was today, and it was good. And then I don't think I should tell you guys this. I think this is bad.
Come on.
There's like 10 minutes left.
Oh no.
And then my therapist goes, you know what? I want to read you a story. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And she goes to this bookshelf and comes back with a full-on children's book.
Santa's never heard of that kind of therapy.
It's not just like reading an excerpt from the book. It's like, ooh, Mr. Turtle is sad. Mr. Badger is angry. And like, just like really like going, there's all these animals. And the whole point is like, oh, which one of these are you? And I'm like, at the end, she like closes the book. She looks at me. She's like, so what do you think? And I'm like, I got to be honest with you. I hated that. You know, I'm 37. I can't.
I think I'm getting a new therapist if your way to land the plane is reading me Amelia Bedelia. If you're reading me Yertle the Turtle at 180 an hour, you are fired. It's like, I watched my parents fight each other. I don't need you reading me I need to be hypnotized.
Yeah, it was a toughie, and I have to really think about if I want to move forward.
You don't have, I would say that is the biggest red flag there is.
It's a pretty big red flag. She works with like different age. I was like, am I the oldest person you've ever talked to? This was such a bad, you know how like when you bomb on a, like if you bomb a set, you know, do you think she goes home? She's like, fuck, I bombed in there today. Like, you think that happened?
I don't think she has enough self-awareness. if she's closing on the boy in the moon or
One fish, two fish.
where the wild things are.
Harold in the Purple Crayon.
Yeah. If she's closing the onboard and asking you your favorite color, that's a problem. That's a big problem.
Unless that book is hollowed out and there's like meds inside it.
Did she
I
know-
think you should read.
Does she know you're a comic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a big part of it.
You think
She's
so?
like he's a man child.
Yeah, well, maybe. It's interesting. I need to find another therapist to process this one.
I'm being serious. I would look for others.
Yeah, I'm
because
thinking about it.
I don't really see if that's her second session closer. That's not really a good sign.
I also kind of this is like not good podcast, whatever. But my normal instinct would be like, yeah, I'll just never talk to you forever. But now I'm like, well, maybe now that you know what my boundaries are and like what I don't want to do, we can just have like a normal discussion.
What
and figure it
adult
out.
wants to hear
What
that?
if next time she gives you a book on tape? Like, just listen to
Here's an audio book. It's actually Mike Lester's comedy set. Holiday
Yeah.
version.
Bring her. It's not delivery. It's Mike Lester. Listen to the dad shit his pants. You should read her like a romance novel.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should read
Yeah,
erotic
that's
literature to her.
I also brought up her supple bosoms.
Yeah.
Also brought a book.
That's great.
You got to bring books.
So when everyone was like, "Oh, Ben's a little on edge around Santa," yeah, it's been a long day.
It's been a tough day. I'm sorry, I didn't know that, but I am happy you're going to therapy.
Yeah, I was.
Even if your therapy is moonlighting as a kindergartner teacher.
Today we're gonna play with Play-Doh.
Honestly, that would have been better. That would have been way better. Like, I want you to sculpt your feelings.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Sculpt how you see your father.
It's so fucking condescending. He's not there. I can't see
You
him.
just take the Play-Doh off the table.
Throw it into a nearby bar.
Yeah. Sculpted DUI and throw it into a bar.
No. He never got caught. That can be it. That can be the segment.
Dude, that's one of our best first segments ever. Across the board, incredible.
Woo, hell yeah.
Incredible.
All right, so we gotta get moving here. So Tim, as you know, we talk a little bit about we gotta keep going.
Why?
We gotta keep cooking
What
here.
could possibly be next?
Believe it or not, there's 2 more segments. To this
Tim, have you ever had a therapist read you green eggs and ham?
Everybody poops. That was
Sure. That's pretty good. Classic.
the.
Cognitive behavioral therapy. Great. So this is we talk
My
about
dad hated that book, by the way.
Everybody poops.
He's like, you know how to poop. You go in there.
Sometimes it feels like we're doing this podcast inside of an insane asylum. You know what I mean? Like
It looks like
it
it.
really does today.
It's like if Steve Aoki
Yeah.
was an Alcatraz.
Sure. I get those words.
Okay, sorry.
So no, you're good. Why would you ever apologize? We talk about social media on this podcast. We talk about being trolled.
Yeah.
So what we like to start out with is, what's your relationship with social media? Do you like being on stuff? Do you have a favorite app or platform or anything?
You a big TikTok guy, Tim? You do a lot of dance trends, Tim?
My wife and I have a very complex relationship with social media. We will often swear and throw tantrums trying to upload a simple
Sure.
Facebook post or
Yeah.
photo or something.
Been
And
there,
so, but I will readily admit that I haven't embraced it as much as I probably should have and could have, but it doesn't stop me from trying.
There you go.
There you
So-
go.
That's a good
There you
outlook.
go.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's
But
all you can
the
do.
thing that I would ask you though about, I mean,
It's not really a podcast where you get to ask us
Oh,
questions, so maybe you table that for your own.
You can ask me questions.
so because
Tim.
I was just going through some footage with Mike and I, and when we were in LA back in the old days, would do a lot of sketches and
Yep.
throughout the years.
Loved it.
And it's been interesting to see how sketch comedy is sort of not like the beats of sketch comedy or like the arc.
Yeah.
The it's just different now. Like doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's still funny videos, but they're not the same.
It's not as
format.
elaborate. It's not as
Yeah.
elaborate. It's more simple.
Yeah,
It's like shots, which I think is almost better. It's like you on your own can
Yeah.
make a sketch. You don't need like a full camera crew.
Yes.
You don't need like to know how to use Adobe Premiere, Final Cut to get content out.
Yeah. And
But still, in some ways, it has hurt the quality in some respects, in my opinion.
well, I've always been a character person. Like I always loved, like when I did the hockey mom
Oh,
thing.
Connie Dugan was so good, dude.
Like there was a lot of nuance throughout
Yes.
it and development and stuff. And so I miss the days when you can develop a character. But I guess the counter to that is that you can do a TikTok video and develop that character over time and keep it going
Yeah.
and whatnot.
I would agree.
So I guess it's just a matter of me.
Dude, you got to bring Connie Dugan
I would
back.
100% agree with Mike. In
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to edit some of it into.
She
little
should be
clips.
pro RFK.
That's the new spin for sure.
eating your vegetables, Mikey.
Connie Dugan was actually the product of remember Ben Sandell?
Yeah, of
Our
course.
good friend
Love Ben.
Ben was at Ben and I were up at Bemidji doing a one-nighter, and it was like we're at this bar. Some lady pulled up a chair and she's like having a shot of whiskey. And she's like, God, Connor really blew it today. And she just started going on about her kid. They were there for the hockey tournament, and
Yeah.
she just was so sad about how her kid like missed the winning shootout goal or whatever, and so she
Yeah.
just sort of poured her heart out to me. And
Dude, it's such a good character. I mean, if you just brought that back and did front-facing stuff, it would.
I think you should
great.
do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Especially
Here.
with it being hockey season, it's
Yeah.
like
what does front facing mean?
it's just you're doing like this. So
Oh.
It's like it's the front-facing camera.
It's like you're taking a dick pic of your face.
Yeah. You know how you take good dick pics? You just do that, but with your face.
A little bit higher.
Oh, Santa took a video of his candy cane
Oh, Santa's back.
and sent it to Mrs. Claus.
His candy cane.
Santa sent his candy cane to the wrong Mrs. Claus.
It's gonna be August, and you're gonna be slipping into Santa Claus. Like, oh, hot enough for you.
Another tool in the toolbox. I'd be the worst mall Santa. I'm
Like
like those.
the mall would need like extra insurance.
Yeah. If like Ozempic did a Santa, they'd hire me.
Ozempic Santa. That's your front-facing video.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
you should be.
LA.
We should film that right now.
I'm just outside of LA Ozempic clinics.
Oh, Santa's not looking the way he used to.
When Santa needs to burp, he has to brace himself because it might be a puke. Ozempic, that sounds like a forgotten reindeer.
On
On
Blitzer.
Ozempic, Blitzen. On Prozac, on Levitra.
On Lipitor.
I thought you had a little blue in there.
Dude, it's
No,
literally,
it's just
it's
the light
literally
reflecting
just
off of it.
flying into my mouth.
I want you to go to the mall and have that beard, but have just chunks of like food in it.
Oh yeah. Well, that was earlier today. I ate McDonald's.
Sure.
I was just smashing a fillet of fish outside my car, full Santa.
Did you go in with the beard on?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I went in full Santa everywhere today.
Yeah.
We had Santa in my hometown, and he would arrive by snowmobile. That was, and one day,
That's tradition. That's
and one
tradition
year,
state.
I
He
guess
smelled like whiskey.
one year he
You can't get a DUI if your vehicle has skis. You can't go to prison if you're gliding.
I remember one year he just never showed up. And we were all waiting.
Santa died on the way there.
Santa hit a culvert.
Santa stopped at the old saloon.
Yeah, looks like Santa got run over by a DUI patrol. Santa got detained at a DUI checkpoint.
What does our fucking holiday episode have to be so dramatic? Why does it have to be so dramatic?
Well, dude.
We're in the spit pit, baby.
Spit pit.
Tim, what's your explore page look like on like Instagram or on
Facebook,
whatever?
TikTok?
It's like when you search, it's the page where you like search for something. And then you get like all these random things.
What is
that
your
just pop
feed?
up.
It can be that. It can be
yeah.
your
What
feed.
look
What's
like?
your feed?
It's
spewing
mostly
at you?
car accident commercials. Or like,
You know what's so funny about that? Only one other person has said that.
Yeah.
Ahmed said that. I think.
He just Ahmed
a
collab-
great company that.
He described it as tremendous violence.
Yeah, it's a lot of self-defense videos. People getting shot.
Yeah.
Robbery getting failed.
That's exactly what Ahmed said.
How does this happen?
I think that there's just a well, we live on a very busy street and people blow the red light all the time. Like they blow it by, and so I sometimes sit out there and have fantasies that,
With your
that they
slow down.
I just have fantasies
Your
that
phone's just reading your eyes and your fantasies. Your pupils dilate.
Heart
when you
rate is
see
up.
someone crash a car.
it's in my hand. It's feeling my
Phone's like, you know what he likes. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I
That's
do feel like every roommate that we have. Have you lived with us before?
No, I've stayed in the plant room in exchange for helping you power wash your roof. Back when Mike was a very naughty boy that year, and he found
plant
himself homeless. Mike took all his holiday monies and drank them away. So he had to live by some succulents for a few weeks.
You got tissue. I'm crying.
There's no relief. There's no. I have nothing.
Use the shirt. Just use the shirt. Tim. Use the shirt. Use the shirt.
The canvas really soaks in the tears, so it's good, dude.
Well, I wonder if anybody outside of our circle will get this.
I feel like if you're a comic, you can relate.
But
You're a comic that wants it, that is. You gotta want it.
I don't even know. I don't even know what we were talking about.
Your roommates.
Oh yeah,
You had a lot of roommates. You asked if I
yeah. Oh yeah.
lived
So
with you.
everybody who's parked in front of our house has had their car hit by someone going through the intersection
Yeah.
too fast, or a snowplow, or stolen, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I have a lot of rage towards people or we have a lot of drag racing in front of our house, and I have dogs, and they get scared by the.
Yep.
So I think that when I hold my phone, the energy transmits into the algorithm, and then it comes up with car crash videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it could be like just them using your camera too. To just see if do you ever film them?
I do. I do.
Well, how can you not? That's a good show promo.
Well, you know, Dingo, our dog, he's very sensitive, and so
Love
in the
Dingo.
summer when the street racing motorcycles go by, he'll go in the basement for all day. It scares him so much. So I have a lot of, I don't know. So when you see a good crotch rocket go down on an Instagram video, it's sort of satisfying.
It's very rewarding.
I remember taking Dingo on walks in LA, and he'd always just like park it right in front of the Charles Manson murder house. So it would just be me trying to get a dog to
Come on, Dingo. Come on, buddy.
Like, what do you say to people going by? He just loves this house, man.
He can see ghosts. Yeah, we did. We lived near the Charles Manson murder house, and we'd walk by it every day.
I got bit by a dog by your house one time too. I came right to your house afterwards.
What haven't we done?
I know.
Yeah, you guys have lived the life together, dude. Power wash on a roof, bit by dogs.
By a dog, and no one helped me. Everyone just filmed me while I held my bleeding hand. That's like, you're all pieces of shit.
All right.
Well, anyway, let's get into some trolls, shall we?
Sounds good.
This has been an unhinged episode, and I kind of like it.
Went off the rails.
This one never got on the rails.
This might go down as one of our best.
It will go down as
Easily.
one we recorded. That is for sure.
Yeah.
So what we like to do is this is the troll hole, this is the spit pit, this is the hell well, all right? We're here to defend your honor, all right?
Yep.
Sometimes people comment on videos, they don't say the nicest things.
Yep.
We went through some of the comments. We're gonna talk about some of the things that people have said, and we're gonna defend your honor. At the end of this,
Sure.
Mike and I picked one comment. We both wrote a response for it.
Oh, thanks.
You pick which one. You're welcome. You pick which one that you like the best, and we'll post it from the troll hole account.
Let's see who's on the naughty and nice list.
I can't wait for this to be done. Okay, so this first one, I think you might have a joke about this, but the comment was just, "This reminds me of stand-up comedy."
Yeah, I saw that.
Do you have a joke about that?
I do, yeah.
I've never looked through comments
Well, it's
before.
a guy. It's perfect because it's a guy talking to you after a show. I
Yes.
know the bit,
That's true.
and he
Yes.
like compliments you and ends it with that, which is the funniest line.
Oh, do you think that this is a callback to that?
It
Oh,
might very
okay,
well be.
I
yeah.
thought this might be the original source
Yeah.
material. Okay, I didn't know
because it
that.
is
Yeah.
on my album, and so it might have been heard by somebody.
Will
yeah.
you talk about that experience?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
have it
So
come
I
back to
was,
you?
This is a true Harmston farm.
I
hand.
was,
Those are your fans now.
I was
Holy
headline.
shit, look at the sweat stain, bro. Oh my god.
Santa's not getting his deposit back.
Santa wanted to return this suit on Amazon. Now he's got to submit the receipt.
Santa needs some Febreze. So that I was doing the Zanies Club in Chicago. It's real tiny, and after the show, it didn't go great. It was a tough show, as it happens sometimes for me.
Dude, everybody.
Anybody
love
who was
you
at
so
Acme
much.
last night.
That's awesome.
But he was an old retired Chicago cop, and he came and I was, when you're giving out your CDs or you're selling your CDs, but you don't really want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like futzing with my notebook because I didn't want to face the crowd that
Oh man.
I just bombed in, and this guy, I could see his
bombing
profile.
and then going into the merch stand is one of the worst feelings on the planet. Especially when they buy stuff. It's like, what are you doing?
It's like when you're in therapy and they pull out a book and start reading but anyway, so I could see this guy, because Chicago kind of waddles up to me, and he puts his arm around me and he goes, I was watching you up there, man, and it reminded me of stand-up comedy.
That's awesome.
And it didn't hit me until on the way home. I was like, oh, thanks. I was just like kind of down. And then on the way home, I just started laughing so hard. I was like,
That is an incredible comment because, what does that? You're like, that's
I don't
that's
know
what
what
it
it
was. You might not have liked it, but it was I was standing up and telling jokes.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know where you are right now? It's like we're in a comedy club. At least you got a great story.
Yeah, that's an awesome.
Oh yeah, it was a good story, and it turned into it's like it's one of those jokes. It's like kind of classic Tim Harmston, where it doesn't really have a beginning, a middle, or an end. It just is a thing that happened, and
Just a happening,
That's
man.
awesome.
yeah.
Happening Harmston.
This next one is on your dry bar. On your dry bar special.
Great dive bar.
It was great. Check
dry
'em out.
bar, not dive bar.
Yeah.
Dive bar.
That's where our dads are.
Dry
Bar.
check Tim out on Dry Bar. It's incredible. It's good. This comment is from Rain Shireen 1010.
Read it out.
We got to read them.
Read
I
'em
forgot to
out.
do that. This is the first Dry Bar comedian I'm not liking.
We hyped up his dry bar just to go into that. What a great ad.
This is kind of in the range of what we just talked about. He's technically not swearing, but delivery not classy. doesn't cut it to be on Dry Bar. So this
Wow.
person
Wow,
felt
yeah.
like you were too dirty.
Yeah. Well,
which is
it's
hilarious to me.
also another kind of hallmark of my set in that it sure feels dirty when I'm saying it, but it's not technically dirty.
That's the best
Yeah.
kind of comedy.
Mm.
I
And
love
I think
that.
he's referring to the prostate exam joke,
Which is an incredible joke.
which got like it was like a minute long what do you call applause break, and people were
hell
like stomping the wood floor.
Yeah.
Like I could really feel that was a joke that they weren't expecting and might have been a little bit too much for some people.
Yeah,
but
that was your Bernie Mac moment.
yeah. but they, like everybody cleared it. I mean, it's not a dirty joke. It's
I'm not fearful of you, tightwads. Play it.
I think that's the perfect clean joke that is like really bumps up against the edge of dirtiness, but you're like, it checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
It's not a dirty joke. I'm not cursing. I'm not being vulgar.
It's not graphic.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
actually making them like fill in the
Yeah.
picture of it. And it's like, hey, however you picture this, that's on you. I'm just saying some words and
Yeah, and that could be why I don't have a career. No, that's not
No,
true.
that's not it. I refuse to let that be the answer.
And there's our first social clip.
The next one was had to go audio only. The new pants are a little ballsy. I think they were looking at your crotch. I don't care. Okay.
You got a huge unit.
Yeah.
Don't answer that.
No.
It's already answered. Okay, so this is from this is also from like a clip from Dry Bar.
Yeah.
It goes, cringe title, didn't watch. The title was, you can't go hunting if you drive a Prius. That stopped them from watching the clip.
Wow.
I don't know who you are, but how do you go through life if that is something that set you up?
You had the hunting community like riled up too. They're like, you're just not trying hard enough. I've strapped $3 to
Yeah.
a Prius,
Yeah,
and
there's
I'm
a
like,
lot of
wow.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
we've seen you all driving down 94, buddy. We get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know what you do. We know you hit the back roads when the cops are around. Don't worry about it. Do you get a celebrity lookalike a lot?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who's one that people say?
Drew Carey.
Yeah, that came up a lot.
Al Franken.
Oh.
Meatloaf. Chris Farley.
Meatloaf.
Chris Farley.
Chris Farley. The voice.
Yeah.
The voice, kind of.
They're both very nasally.
Meatloaf is crazy.
Meatloaf is wild.
There were a lot of people. There were a handful of people who were like, "Oh, Drew Carey,"
Yeah.
and
Drew
I think
Carey.
that's like a fun. We like Drew Carey. We love. Drew
Yeah,
Carey.
I don't have any problem. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't, none of these things hurt my feelings.
Good.
So,
Okay, because this is the next one that Mike picked. Someone said, this is T Walrus 1. They said, if, like, you look like, if Eddie Izzard gained weight and got a lesbian haircut. It's a Mike pick.
I had to do some digging, but there's some mean ones.
I
Now-
saw that one. I flagged that one. That was a relative of mine. No,
It was your
I
niece.
did see that one. I did make a big mistake of reading comments on the Dry Bar.
Oh, that's a question we normally ask. How do you normally navigate?
Yeah.
Do you read? Do you respond?
Do comments hurt you?
I don't know. They don't hurt me anymore. Maybe to be honest, it's when you see what female comics go through on
Yeah.
That's good
socials,
perspective. Yes.
I can never feel bad about anything
Yeah.
said about me, and so I've seen so much
Sure.
of that. And it's that enrages me.
Yeah.
Where I see some of these comments, and I'm like, you would never have said that about a man or whatever. So,
Yeah.
And it's just
Or
so,
even like to someone's face.
yes.
yes.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
big thing too. Is like, this is never happening face to face. Like
Yeah.
the best, usually worst that happens is like, oh, I didn't like. Maybe they ignore you. Maybe they go, that reminds me of stand-up comedy, or they're like, maybe the worst. They're like, I didn't really like it, or something.
Yeah.
And they leave. It's never this shit.
I've had some horrible things.
But did you deserve that?
Oh yeah, 100%.
My favorite one is when people make fun of your accent. Like they see comics, like my wife and I grew up in rural Wisconsin, and so we have Wisconsin northern, accents, and people think that that's a put on, like when that accent comes out as it does on occasion. And I'm like, do you know how many New York comedians have a thick New York accent? Like, do you ever see anybody say like, oh, that guy's just doing Fargo, or, that guy's just doing New York accent? That's the part that kind of bothers me.
There are comedians that poison the well for this. Have you guys ever seen this where someone will come out and they'll do like a very over the top accent? And
then go into their normal voice.
They're like, that's not how I really talk. And I'm like, I should kill you after the show. I should find you and hunt you down and skin you alive.
Yeah, like the Asian ones, those are pretty funny.
So let's get into our troll back here. I want to say we're losing them, but we never had them, folks.
I'm not sure we had them.
Let's get into our troll back.
The
So
holiday episode from our family to yours.
Fucked up dysfunctional family.
Happy Chinese New Year.
That's enough of that.
Gung Hei Fat Choi. Okay.
We picked one comment and we both wrote a response to it. And
It's lower.
This comment is
It's in the mic pick.
It's not, you're wrong, but it was
It's this one. That one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So this comment is from Bobby Mager 347. Bobby BOBBY MAEGER 3478. Bobby Mager. So might be funny if God,
I'll read it.
Some of this grammar might be funny if this she, he, they didn't have the California hair and glasses. Might be funny if this she
every pronoun. You got every
That's
pronoun
like a
there, Tim.
salad bar.
Didn't have the California hair and glasses. California hair and glasses is killing me. That's crazy.
What?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I saw yours and I laughed. It was pretty funny. I'll go first. My response was, and you might be fuckable if you didn't have Indiana intelligence, Wisconsin fupa, and hidden city of Atlantis penis. That's what I wrote. And here's Mike's response.
And then my response was, the fact the best insult you could think of is California hair lets me know you're not worth the jizz your dad spewed into a pit bull to make you.
And that's in the dry bar comments? Don't they moderate those?
Well, we haven't written it yet. We haven't put this out yet. So you get to choose which one.
But that'll like
I don't know.
That'll be taken down like right away.
We have to
We
remember.
might get our YouTube banned for that one.
I'm not sure that was on a dry bar for sure.
That was on dry bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can say neither. No one's ever said neither. If you want neither, that can be yours.
Well, I wish you guys would have gone to my Letterman set, because that could have been more, because that was a long time ago, and some of the comments were so outrageous that that California thing seems very tame. But
yeah, I mean, we did go to the Letterman set for
we did.
one.
Yeah.
okay.
Do you want us to read it?
I think I took some of them down.
Oh wow! Jeez Louise.
Show us the vault. Tim.
This is the one Letterman one that we put on there.
Oh yeah.
And again, David Letterman for comedians. For a while, this was like, you got on this, you're like, wow, my life is going to be different after
this.
Like,
This is Kill Tony back then.
Oh my god!
This is This is Kill Tony.
This is
Back then.
Brutal, but so true. Yeah, so imagine Tim got pulled out of the bucket,
Yeah,
and then he gets
yeah.
to be on national television.
And then a
New York
racist
City.
bigot interviewed him.
This is one we got from there. His recorded set on Spotify is this one, but better and longer. His delivery and stage presence for this video were pretty sad. Don't judge him by this performance. It was a good performance. So that's why I hate this comment.
Whew. I didn't know I'm gonna need therapy
Yeah,
after this
I
whole
thought-
thing.
I think we dropped the ball. And
gonna
we're a
need-
little rusty. It's been a little while since we recorded.
No, I think we had good responses, Tim. If you don't want either of those to see the light of
totally
day,
okay.
besides this podcast,
Yeah, that's okay.
Can I think about it?
No, you have to decide right now.
I'll just DM this guy that. How about that?
And I'll just show up to his house, spray painted on his house.
I'll just call his mom a dog and.
That's a wash. We're not picking any one of those. That's okay. You don't have to pick it.
How do you guys feel about disabling comments? Is that not cool? Like, I don't know what the etiquette on that is.
Here's the thing. It's bad for your engagement.
Okay.
You would want the comments on. You just never look at them. So then they'll be talking
Feed the
shit,
algorithm.
and then it's like, just keep going.
Okay.
And disabling for a lot of those people to be like, oh, you disabled. You'll get like a direct message somewhere else and be like, I saw you disabled your comments. We beat you. We defeated you or whatever.
Oh,
You know all that.
I see.
So you could just not pick a response and let them win, or you can
I would
pick a
take
response.
Ben's, I
Okay.
guess.
Yeah,
I
thank
don't
you.
like to stir the pot too
Well
much.
done. Happy holidays.
Your white gloves.
Tim, where can people find you online, and where can they see you live?
At Tim Harmston on Instagram mostly. And I'm on Blue Sky now. I'm kind of trying to get away from the Facebook and the other things.
Well,
So-
we'll send them your way, buddy.
Blue
Don't
Sky.
worry about it.
and then Acme on
New Year's Eve.
December 31st, New Year's Eve, and
That's
then
right.
January 2nd through the 4th.
Tim is an incredible stand-up comedian,
One
one
of
of
the
our
best.
favorites to watch, and you got to go see him. Go see him live. It's awesome.
Heart of gold too.
Heart of gold.
Don't hurt him.
Don't hurt me.
Don't hurt him any more than those Letterman comments already.
You can't hurt him worse than the comments we read to his face did. So, but just leave him alone. Be nice. Be happy. Say good set. Buy his merch, and go see his show. What about you, Mike?
At Just Mike Lesser on all social media. Like, comment, subscribe to this podcast. Comment below. If anyone says anything weird to you over the holidays, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Email us, trollholepod@gmail.com. Let us know. Let us help you.
Let us help you.
Fill
See
us
how we
in.
helped him? We could help you
Yeah.
in that same way, but maybe better, probably. A little bit.
Yeah. A little better of a Landon. What you got, Ben?
At Shaq Katzner on everything, and if you see me, I've been. This has been pointed out to me. My name is Ben. You can call me Ben. It's okay. People keep calling me Shaq because it's my Instagram handle, which is not a problem I thought I had to deal with, but it is Ben Katzner. But that's okay. You call me whatever you want as long as you pay for a show. Okay. I'm recording my album at the end of February with Blonde Medicine. Come check it out. It's gonna be a great show. 2 shows at Sisyphus, February 28th, March 1st. Doing a New Year's Eve show in Perham, Minnesota. If you're in Perham and you're doing Tim has been in the venue
Great
before.
venue.
It's
Yeah.
a good time. You
Great
should come to the
venue.
show. And I got my weekly show Darlings every Thursday 9:30, and it's free. Come through. We got special guests coming in. We got a lot of really hot shows coming up. So if you're in Minneapolis on a Thursday late night, come check us out.
I'm sure that'll be a great meet and greet after the show in Perham, Minnesota.
Honestly, they get me drunk. I don't care. Neil.
Neil Face on social medias, N3IL Face. Loon Lake Entertainment for me to DJ your weddings, and I just want to shout out Slam Academy for letting us do this all the time.
Thank you, Slam.
Sam
We love
Academy,
you, Slam.
don't fire Neil. Is this like, are you about to get fired? Leave him alone.
I'll post this on their thing. No, but follow Slam Academy on online too. That would help us out. Thank you.
Hell yeah. And
And until next time, you can
Santa's back.
go to hell.
Go to hell.
Oh.
You gotta pay the troll toll to get in.